Hey guys, it's Joe Troyer. In this video, I want to talk about a concept. I want to talk about how do you know you can fulfill on a lead gen deal that you sold. Okay, and before we go into the logistics of fulfillment, right, before we go into strategy, I want to talk to you guys about what's the worst possible scenario that could ever happen. Right? The worst possible scenario is that you can't fulfill in the first month. Right? And let's say that that does happen to you. Right? Can it? Of course it can. Okay? Can you fulfill in the first month? Of course you can. Right? But let's just pretend for a moment that that does happen. Okay? You bring on a client, it's hitting day 30 or a month later, and you haven't fulfilled on all your leads. Okay? The big takeaway is you need to ask your customer how they want to handle it, right? Don't be shy, okay? Don't, disappear, okay? Don't not be in contact. Don't blow them off. Face your problems head on. As an entrepreneur, you have to face your problems head on, okay? That is the only way that you will make it as an entrepreneur, okay? But the big thing, again, is to ask the customer the way that they want to handle it. And frankly, the reason why is because most customers will not be near as brash as you. What do I mean by that? For most of you guys, your gut feeling is going to be, oh, I can't do this. I'm just going to refund your money, right? Or it's going to be, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to pause your billing, right? You are going to be more brash or make a bigger, abrupt decision than your customer will. So instead, ask your customer how they want to handle it. Okay? So let's say, for example, that you're working with a business and you send them one deal, okay, through one of our methods. Your maps isn't right up and ranking yet, but you send them a mammoth deal, right? Or a mammoth prospect, right? A really good prospect, right? That came through your marketing. Even if you were supposed to deliver 5 leads, don't you think that customer's already happy? Right? They're already thinking that your relationship together is going to be great. Right? So we had a customer inside the mastermind, Teresa, who sent her prospect a huge lead, right? Commercial job lead that could be, literally, $100,000 plus on the light side, right? And so even if she couldn't fulfill on everything, right, but she sent them that big whale of a prospect, don't you think that they're going to be excited and see that the return's going to happen? Okay, so the point at the end of the day, again, is don't just do something. Don't fly off the handle and make a judgment call yourself. Okay, have a candid conversation with the customer on the phone and ask them how they want to handle it. Okay, because there's options, right? Okay. If they think that you can catch up, you think you can catch up, right? You bill them for another month. Okay? The worst thing that can happen, really, is that you pause the billing until you get caught up, right? But the other thing that you can do is just offer a rollover, right? So, hey, we missed out by 2 leads last month. I know that we were supposed to send you 5. If you want, Mr. Customer, I'll roll those 2 leads over to this month, and we'll make sure that we do our damnedest to fulfill on those extra 2 leads for you. Right? At the end of the day, again, I can't say this enough. Ask your customer how they want to handle it. Have a conversation with them. Do not hide. Okay? Do not hide. Okay? Again, the absolute worst case is you pause the billing, right? You don't get paid again until you catch up on the leads that you promised, right? Now we're going to talk about how we're going to do this, okay? How do we do our damnedest to hit that target? Okay, my big suggestion is that you're going to spend as much of month one's money as possible on fulfillment, right? Use that, invest that money on fulfillment so that you can build up your lead gen empire, right? Ranking in Google Maps doesn't cost that much money. Building a lead gen site doesn't cost that much money. You want to sink as much money, though, as possible into building your asset so that it can continue to pay you month in and month out, right? So what I want to do now is I want to talk to you guys about some strategies that are inside the execution maps and talk to you guys really about how we do our damnedest to hit the target, right? So there's two methods that we used inside the execution maps that are fast methods, right? Things that we can do that will get rankings like today or tomorrow, right? And that's with video poking, and that's an execution map number 3, and with the local spinner, which is an execution map number 4. Both of these strategies can help us get rankings very, very quickly. Again, we don't need a whole lot of traffic, okay, because it converts so well. We're not selling, hey, this is 100 leads a month. Okay, we're selling small lead packages because the leads are worth a lot of money. You don't need many visitors to your website or to your videos in order to get a phone call. So let's take an example. Let's say that you guys sell a client in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles is a huge, huge city, right? It's a huge, huge county. If I was in your shoes, I would not be putting all of my eggs in one basket and thinking that in 30 days I'm going to be able to deliver the full package in the first 30 days when I'm going after a city like Los Angeles. If I'm trying to rank the website in Los Angeles, no, it's too freaking competitive, right? So what you guys should be doing is finding suburbs and cities near your client that they will serve, right? So, for example, Los Angeles County has 141 cities in the county. Okay, if you do a search for like downtown, if you look at downtown Los Angeles, the zip there is 90021. Okay, within 30 miles there's 93 cities, and within 60-mile radius there's 165 cities. Okay, to push in this a little bit deeper, there's 15 cities alone just in LA County with 100,000 plus people in population. Okay, and there's 27 cities, easy, way easier targets than going after Los Angeles as a city. 27 cities in LA County with 50 to 100,000 people in population. Okay, so use the local spinner to build out these pages, going after areas that aren't Los Angeles, right? Without going after cities that are easier to compete in. Using the probing method and going after all of these cities. Look, you have how many cities right here? 141 cities just in Los Angeles County that you guys could target with probing and poking. Right? And then how many keyword variations? Guys, there is a boatload of opportunity and low-hanging fruit just in this. Okay, next up is a strategy that we've been using as of late and having some of our customers use that is working really, really well. After you complete your execution maps, right, for your larger city, so you get up and going in LA, or in one of the bigger cities in LA. Next, what you should be doing with that leftover budget is doing the same thing, right? Getting a new site set up and a new Google My Business, right? Another one for the smaller cities in your client's area. Why? Again, because it's so much easier to rank in than in big cities. Okay, in the last month alone, by me giving this advice, I've helped 3 people one-on-one with this advice that have actually followed through. Okay, the first guy went after water damage in a suburb of a really big city. This suburb has about 70,000 people in it. Within a week of the verification card coming from Google My Business, he's in the 3-pack. A week, guys. Okay? Case study number 2. It's the same guy for case study number 2 and case study number 3, actually. Both of these were not in water damage, but in another pretty competitive area in terms of niche. Again, went after 2 small cities right outside of the main city and was able this time to rank one in about 10 days after the confirmation and one in about 2 weeks, both in the 3-pack. Okay, so use your noggin. Stop flipping out when you get a deal. Use your noggin and think about how you're going to execute. Okay, and last but not least, I want to leave you guys with one more strategy. Okay, and this is the fastest way to fulfill. If you don't have calls in your city coming in yet, you need to fulfill on a deal. How do you do that? Go find other lead gen people in your market and go buy the calls from them. Go broker a deal with them. Go do a joint venture deal with them. Okay, speaking of Los Angeles and that area, I just brokered a deal that gets 200 to 300 billable water damage calls per month. What do I mean by broker? I found a lead gen site that was out there ranking, was selling their calls to a different client, and guess what? I took it, right? I made him a deal, and we're joint venturing on that deal together. Okay, another example, I'm not joint venturing, but I bought a site in Miami that ranks actually right now #1 for Miami water damage. When I bought it, it ranked #3. I haven't touched it since I bought it in terms of backlinks or anything like that. I bought the site for $800. Guys, we sell water damage calls for $390 to $400 a piece. I need 2-3 phone calls to be cash flow positive. Okay, use your noggins, guys. Don't freak out. Step back for a second, have a drink of wine or a cocktail, right? And use your brain. How are you going to execute? How can you make it almost impossible to fail? All right, guys. I hope you guys like this video. Hope it expands your guys' mindset a